The story begins with Zhang Ping recounting his previous life and arrival in a new world. In his past life, he was a dedicated rescue team member who died in an accident. After death, he transmigrated to a fantasy world populated with mutated beasts. Upon awakening, he discovered his special ability Contract Gem. Contract Gem, a power that consumes physical and mental energy to create a contract gem. If a target willingly accepts the gem, their life, soul, and consciousness fall under the summoner's control. This should have been an extraordinary ability, but it had one critical flaw: the contract required willing acceptance. Without consent, the gem was ineffective, regardless of how it was used. Zhang Ping stared silently at the glowing gem in his palm, lost in thought. "Zhang Ping, what are you doing?" a voice interrupted. He turned toward the girl beside him, Su Jingyao. With a casual smile, he lifted the gem and asked, "Want some candy?" Su Jingyao's cheeks flushed as she put a finger to her lips. "Get lost. Who would ever let you control them?" she retorted. Zhang Ping laughed. "Just kidding." Internally, he understood the original owner's frustration. The previous Zhang Ping must have been devastated by this seemingly useless ability. Fortunately, thanks to psychological resilience from his past life, he had survived despite the frustration. Su Jingyao sighed, standing up irritably. She reached out, grabbed Zhang Ping's head, and tousled his hair. "Don't give up yet. The world is vast, surely some creatures will be willing to be controlled by you." Zhang Ping leaned back with a smirk. "Easy for you to say, but really, who else besides myself would ever accept it?" The moment he said, "myself," inspiration struck. His eyes widened. Why didn't I think of this before? Without hesitation, he sat up and placed the contract gem in his mouth. Su Jingyao watched in shock. "Hey! What are you doing?" As he swallowed the gem, his body emitted a green glow. Energy surged within him. Su Jingyao rushed to his side, visibly concerned. "Are you okay?" Zhang Ping nodded after a deep breath. "Yeah, I'm fine." She sighed with relief. "Don't do that again. That was terrifying." The sky darkened as the sun descended toward the horizon. Su Jingyao stretched. "It's getting late. Time to return to the dorms. I have patrol duty tomorrow morning, so don't wait for me." Zhang Ping glanced at her. "Are you really graduating?" She looked skyward, her expression serene. "Yes. I've mastered all the theoretical knowledge. From now on, only real combat will help me grow." Zhang Ping thought, true. Joining the patrol team to protect our homeland has always been her dream, and now she finally has the chance to achieve it. Suddenly, Su Jingyao turned around, cheeks slightly flushed. With a playful smirk, she said, "Don't be discouraged. When you get stronger, we might even fight side by side." Zhang Ping scratched his head, laughing. "I'll probably just move to the countryside and start farming." Yet, watching her, a strange reluctance filled his heart. Even though she was the original Zhang Ping's childhood friend. "I don't want to part with her like this." A green shadow suddenly surged from his body, and before he could react, he found himself lunging forward embracing her. His eyes widened in shock. "What's happening? Why is my body moving independently?" Both froze, then hastily separated, flustered. Su Jingyao's face turned bright red. I'm leaving now," she stammered before turning and running away. Zhang Ping watched her retreating figure and called out, "Take care." She glanced back with a smile. "You too." Still confused, Zhang Ping stared at his hands. "Just now. My body hugged her on its own. Did I subconsciously command myself? Was it coincidence?" Determined to test his theory, he whispered, "Take off." The next moment, his body launched forward headfirst into the ground. Pain shot through his skull. He groaned, rubbing his head. "Okay. Maybe not." He stood and tried again. Iron Mountain leaning. A green shadow flickered around him, mirroring his stance as he adopted the martial technique. After several attempts, Zhang Ping collapsed exhausted. He panted. I can't continue. Lying there, he analyzed what had happened. What I can confirm now is that I can make my body execute almost any action. However, it must be within human physical limits, no flying, no transforming into another species. And for actions I've never practiced. My body can imitate them based on memory. His heart raced with excitement. So, theoretically, as long as my physical abilities improve, I can master countless martial arts effortlessly. If I enhance my physical fitness, I can become stronger. But there was still one more thing to confirm. The next morning, Zhang Ping slowly opened his eyes. Huh? The cafeteria? Suddenly, sharp pain shot up his legs. He gritted his teeth. Arg! My leg's so sore. Then, memories from the previous night surfaced. Right. I ordered myself to run in the morning before falling asleep. He clenched his fists excitedly. Did my body actually follow the command and run while I was unconscious? It worked. My hypothesis was correct. Before he could celebrate, a commotion erupted nearby. Lu Xiyu is here, someone exclaimed. Zhang Ping turned and saw a beautiful girl with long brown hair enter the cafeteria. Dozens of students gathered around, their gazes admiring. She greeted them with a casual wave. Good morning. Zhang Ping rubbed his chin. Lu Xiyu. I remember her. She's the school beauty. Does she usually arrive this early? However, something felt wrong. A strange sensation tingled in the back of his mind. He squinted, observing her carefully. Then his eyes widened in shock. What he saw was not Lu Xiyu. It was a massive fox monster, wearing her face like a puppet. His breath caught. What the hell is that? Panic surged through him. He quickly looked around. Can't anyone else see this? His voice trembled. That's not Lu Xiyu. At that moment, the puppet-like Lu Xiyu turned to him, her eyes unnaturally still. With a chilling smile, she spoke. You don't look well, classmate Zhang Ping.